Hey everyone, Matt here, back in the studio. And for today's quick build, we're building two slide out shelves. And I got some birch plywood, some half-inch birch plywood, some quarter-inch plywood, and a couple of pairs of full extension drawer slides. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Now, this one's a little bit fun for me, not so much of a challenge. A little bit about me is I own my own custom cabinet shop for, oh geez, give or take 15 years or so. And so this is the kind of stuff that we did day in and day out. Um, Fortunate for me, when I sold the shop, I sold the business, back in 2008-ish, I kept a bunch of my tools, routers, the table saw, a lot of other stuff that I ended up selling off since then. But I still have some of the mainstays of a good woodworking shop. And so that's what we're going to do today. Um, these are two slide outs. There's going to be for pots and pans. There's going to have some dividers in them so we can organize the lids for the pots and pans. They're going to be custom made for the cabinet itself and the pots and pans that we have. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So, to start, um, what I'm going to try to do is use only the table saw. Not the chop saw, but just the table saw to do this. And I should be able to do it. I've done it before. Just it's the order of operations that I got to get correct, and I got to blow the dust off, if you will. But anyway, so they're going to be the opening is 12 inches wide, and these take up 1 inch. So the shelf itself, the pull out shelf, is going to be 11 inches wide. So I want to start with I'm going to cut the sides, which are going to be 22 inches deep and 2 inches tall. But I'm going to cut it, and you'll see why. I'm going to cut it in one big piece, so we need four of those. So I'm going to cut it 22 by 9, and that's going to enable me to switch over to the dado blade and then make the dado grooves for our adjustable divider, I guess. Um, so if overall they're going to be 11 by 22 by 2 inches high, and I need two of those. So I need one piece of the half-inch plywood, 22 by 9 inch, and then I'm going to need for the front and back, those will be 2 inches tall as well, and those are 11 inches wide. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I need 11 inches by 9 inches. Those are the two pieces that I'm going to cut out of the half inch. That'll make all the sides for our two boxes. And then, so I'll cut those, dado the grooves, cut them down to the 2 inch width, dado the bottom for the quarter-inch plywood that'll go in the bottom. And then I will cut the quarter-inch for the dividers and then assemble it. And yeah, should be pretty easy. Okay, so I switched it back from time lapse, obviously, right? Dummy. Anyway, so I have my piece here. This is going to make the sides, and I want to cut dados this way. That way, we'll be able to slide in dividers. So I set up the dado blade. Now this is I don't know. I've owned several different styles of dado setups in my time in the cabinet shop, and this one is a stack blade, stack dado set. And what I don't like about it is the smallest I can get is quarter-inch. Right? You would think that'd be okay. However, that stuff that I got from the box store is not quarter-inch. It's less than that. So my choices are I can use this, dado it out with this, and it'll be a little bit sloppy, which is probably what I'm going to do. Or I can put this blade back in and then run each one of them twice. Now that's going to be less accurate, take more time. It can be done that way. If you don't have a dado blade, that's one way to do it. You just use your standard table saw blade, and then you just keep moving the fence over in increments of, because these are typically about an eighth inch wide, and in increments of just under an eighth, and you can just plow all the way through that wood, that material. But yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cut it 3/16 deep because this half inch plywood is not half inch, which is pretty standard. Um, so yeah, and I figure I'm gonna make the first one an inch and a half from the back, and then I'm gonna move over an inch all the way. Well, the next one I'm gonna cut is the 11-inch one, and then that's where it's gonna stop. So it'll be 11 inches, and then there'll be increments of 1 inch down to the 1.5, or give or take. So that's what I'm gonna do. So now I want to mark out the 11-inch, so I don't cut past that. And this is, you know, we're not building a rocket ship here. These are cabinets, for crying out loud. We're not building the piano, just the box that goes in, right? So, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so now, yeah, so now I want to cut this to size, and then I'm going to cut it down to size, cut these down to size, cut my other one to size, and then I'll put this back in, and we'll dado out the groove for the bottom. Yeah, easy peasy. Oh, for the record, my most favorite dado blade that I had was a wobble blade. I'm sorry. So that was one blade that had this eccentric um, washer that you could dial, and then so that blade wobbled when you turned it on. Man, that thing was great. I could you could dial that thing in so precise to exactly what you wanted. It was real nice. A lot of people don't like them. Me, I'm a fan. But good luck finding them these days. I don't know. I looked forever and I couldn't find one. I could find them on eBay for a crazy amount of money. So maybe they must be some kind of like a museum piece or something. I don't know. Come on, get on there. Man, I remember times in the cabinet shop we would turn the saw on, get it set up, turn the saw on, and it wouldn't turn off for 5, 6 hours. This is a great saw, the Delta X5 Unisaw. Not the most expensive, but man, this thing's a workhorse. And I really like the Unifence with the aluminum. A lot of guys like the Biesmeyer and some other ones, but I really like this one. It's it's real nice. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I need to cut that bit. I cut it a little bit proud. So I want to cut it down to actually 21 inches because these are the sides. And I want overall 22. So these are the sides. This is going to be 21 inches. And then there's going to be a half inch on either side. So that'll net out to 22. So I'm going to cut this down to 22. And I'm going to cut these here. You'll cut that also. Okay, so now this is B. Hello. And what? Okay, so you see, maybe you can, I don't know. Can you see the grooves that I put in the dado? So those are for our slide in dividers. You can see this one's gonna be like this. We'll be able to and put our lids for the pots and pans back there. So, well, that's why I did all of that while this is one big piece. It makes it so much easier. You can control the piece. It's so much faster. If I would have cut all of these and then try to do this and dado all of them, you would need like a slide, a sled, a table call or a cross cut sled, or yeah, it would just make it difficult. So keep the order of operations right, and your job is a lot easier. So now all I need to do is I need left and rights, fronts and back, and I'm going to set this up again and then cut the groove in the bottom for the bottom. And then once that's cut, I can start assembling these, get a dimension, cut the bottom, do everything together, and yeah, that'll be it. Simple. Man, I built this stand for the table saw, and I built it so it could outfeed onto our shop table, our welding table. And yeah, I miss my cabinet at my cabinet shop. This saw was built in the end of a big, huge cabinet. The thing was, oh, I don't know, it was every bit of, it was as wide as the saw and 10 feet long, and it made it real nice. It was the exact same height as this. Everything flowed smoothly right onto it. It was really nice. But here we are. Things are different now, and that's okay. Life is good. I always unplug the saw when I'm changing blades. I don't know. It's a thing that I do, and I you should do it too. Okay, so um, assembly and cut the bottom. So yeah, these are gonna go like that, like that. This one's gonna go something like that. Whoops, something like that. hmm Real simple. Now this is typically not how I would build drawers for like cabinets, because I would build them where this piece actually goes in here and it doesn't have this groove, so it only, because this dimension's inch and a half, it would only be an inch and a half there, boom. And then when you slide the bottom in, you use the bottom, which you cut nice and square, so you can use the bottom to square up this whole box and make it perfectly square. But we're going to do it a little bit different today for no other reason other than we just are. I don't know. So I'm going to partially assemble one here. We won't worry about that. We won't worry about that. So, and then I'll get the dimension and we'll cut the bottom too. So. got me again. So let's see. Yeah, those are perfect. Now, I honestly think we're only going to use these on one of them, but yeah, yeah, we got them. Okay. So now let's see. Where's my measuring stick? 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. So, perfect. Sanding block. Let's soften these edges a little bit. Sanding block. So this. Whoop, geez, that's real bad. There. Oh, a little better. So, you guys who have a belt sander in your shop, make yourself one of these. It's just a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, or use whatever you want. And I cut it to the inside of belt, this belt sander belt, and it worked perfect for a little hand sander. Make quick work of all these hard, sharp edges. So, yeah, these 100-pound rated full extension drawer guides are real nice. Um, these ones, these Everbuilts, I've never used these. These are a knockoff of the ones that I used to use. I used to buy by the cases of them. The AccuRide, I'd get them from a little place called Lewis and Company. Yeah, like I said, cases of them. But these are an exact knockoff. Okay, so put that in the back, and want to make sure that because these need to sit a little bit off of the floor. What's that dimension? 15/16, 15/16, 15/16. Well, on the money. Okay, so that's back. That's the front. Now I have a center line where my guide goes. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll use their screws. Okay, maybe. Well, at least they're steel. That's good. So, so these drawer guides, they have all these different places for screws. I always like to use these up and down adjustments. And you don't really need to do this too much, but the up and down you can to get the drawer nice and squared up in the opening. So that's where I like to put the screws. And then once, if you want, if you think you really need to, you can always add one in the just the regular hole, the round hole, not really, lock her in. But in my experience, these things don't move. Out. Yeah. Mhm. It's very nice. So, okay, get over here. All right, so I wasn't going to put anything on these, but I've since come to my senses, I guess. I'm going to put some of this, not a sponsor, Minwax uh, oil modified. Polyurethane dries 2 times faster, don't care. Premium oil water hybrid. Now, wait a sec. What in the wild, wild world of sports is that? A premium hybrid oil water? This is cleanup, lightly thin. Yeah, don't care. Uh, Cleanup with water, but it's a oil hybrid. Nonetheless, I've used it before, and honestly, this stuff is awesome. So it dries real fast. You don't want to shake it like I just did. You want to stir it, and we need a screwdriver here. Good thing I can see him now. That's another video. Let's see. Yeah, so anyway, back to what I was saying. I wasn't going to put anything on these, and I thought, well, we can just spread some clear coat on there, some automotive clear coat, because it really, they're not going to need much, but they will get some stuff in there. So I'm just going to slop some of this on. Hi, buddy. All right. Hey, big guy. Can I help you? All right. So we're back in the kitchen and we got our shelves installed in the cabinet. Because you hear the bottom one? Rolls out real nice. The full extension drawer guides. We have access to the everything in here. We have our dividers that are dividing these little guys from these bigger guys. And then the top one, we have our all of our lids nicely organized, sit inside those dividers with our big pots in the front. And yeah, that's that. That was it. It's that easy, I guess. Hey, hi, buddy. We appreciate everyone. If you have any comments for me, please leave them down below. And again, everyone remember, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.